Okay guys, welcome to this new video. This video is about why some models make 10 times more and it's not exactly what you think. So the misconception is that it is about looks, it's about age, it's about the body type, it's about the followers, but none of these determine earnings. Let's be honest, let's be simple. These things help with for sure making more money for each model, but the they are not the main factor on why they make the most money. So I'm going to explain to you what the real answer is and what actually is making more money. So the real answer is psychology. This goes beyond and further than appearance. So appearance is one. It is okay. It's actually very good to have a good appearance as a girl, but you need to know that this is not the real deal on why some models make way more than other models. So six traits that separate high earners from the rest. I will explain them to you in this video. So the first thing is trait number one: energy wins, not beauty. Users scroll room to room in seconds, so it doesn't take them long to skip your model. What gets skipped is sitting still, staring at the camera, and having no movement or nothing engaging. What stops the scroll, because it's the same as social media, right? People are scrolling and something that stands out, they will consume basically. And this is the same with webcam. So what stops the scroll is, for example, dancing, moving, teasing, showing personality, and I could add to this um, being fun. So 10 rooms with girls sitting still versus one room with energy, energy wins every time. You have 2 seconds to capture attention. Energy is the hook. So that is how you should go about getting the attention and capturing attention, I would say. And energy is most of the time the hook. Trait number two is they understand what they're actually selling. So most of these girls don't know what they're selling and don't understand it quite well. It's not nudity, it's content. So what users pay for is attention, feeling special, the girlfriend experience, and an emotional escape. So if you don't understand these pillars, you will never make as much as my models make and other models make that do understand these pillars. It is not only looks and it's not only fun. It's way more than that and it goes way deeper. So men don't come online to see sad or bored girls. They come to feel good, to feel wanted. It's an escape for them. And if you don't understand that, it's you're not going to make the same amount as other people are. So happy models make the most money. Why? Because men want to see a happy model because they live miserable lives. They don't have a good life. They have a boring wife. So they come on these websites to have an escape. You have to think like that. Happy models make the most money because they smile, they are warm and playful, and like they make him feel like the only one and make him feel wanted. And this is very key to get these people hooked in order to make the most amount of money, right? The real money comes from connection plus consistency, not just nudity and other things you would expect. So the trait number three is they manage attention like a business. The principle is if you have three viewers in the room, and I use this principle a lot, and two don't tip, and one tips consistently from those three, who should you focus the most on as like your model? Your model should focus on the one who tips, obviously. When people are not tipping and you give them attention, they will keep doing that behavior. When you focus and give attention to someone who tips you a lot, they will do more of that. So, which one do you want? That's how you should think of it. So, no tip is no attention. This is a rule I always give to any of my models. And if you have a big tip, you get big attention. This will create a dynamic that people will naturally feel when they enter the room and they see it as well. And that creates a loop. And the loop is exactly as I stated here. So tip, attention, more tips, more spending. It will create this loop, um, and it goes naturally because she only reacts to people that really do something. Tip, um, do something else that makes money, something. There is where the attention goes. So high earners reward tipping behavior. Low earners, so models that don't make a lot of money, give equal energy to everyone and burn out with nothing to show for it. So this is the third one, and this one is very important. You need to apply this. The trait number four that the best models use is they trigger the first payment fast. Once someone pays, they stay. So this is very important. Once you pay something, even if it's $5, you will stay because you paid something and you will probably pay more. So that's why you always should apply these techniques and don't start too high. Start low with everybody. If everybody pays $5, they will eventually pay 50, 100. This separates you from the rest. So low countdown goals. Start low. It doesn't need to be high. Of course, at some point you're going to get more, like the goals are going to get more higher, but you have to understand you need to build it up. So eventually this will give you more money actually. Low countdown goals. Start low. Feels achievable. More people participate. This is important. As I said, when more people participate, you're going to get more money on the long run. Think in the long term and zoom out in sometimes, because I know a lot of people want money fast, but if you really think about it, long term strategies work the best in the long term, and that's what you want, right? You don't have to look at one day, but look at a month. Room grows after goal is hit. This is also important. The room will grow. And what we do is free video with any tip. So this is something that I applied. Even one token, but I don't do one token. It's a bit too low, but let's say 50 tokens. You give a free video. What happens? These people will rather stay in your room or maybe come back later. It's something that will keep them more hooked than if you wouldn't have this in your tip menu. It breaks the payment barrier. That is what I just said. Creates psychological commitment, and small spenders become repeated spenders out of nowhere because they spend it already, maybe 50 tokens, but it breaks this payment barrier. um this third pillar here is always upsell. I have something special for you next time. Typical user's budget is about $30 to $50 a day most of the time, so on average $30 to $50. Your job is to capture all of it for every person. So that is how you should think, and this is the exact psychological method to get the most and get this $30 to $50 from everyone rather than focusing on one person, right? Never give everything for free, always keep an incentive. Trait number five, they make viewers feel seen. Models that make the most money always have this in common. They make viewers feel seen. Someone enters the room, low earner ignores it, but high earner says, hey, name, and maybe say something like, hey, how are you? Hey, you have a good name. The effect is person feels acknowledged. Person stays longer, starts conversation, and is more likely to tip. These small things make a difference. So retention is built in the first 10 seconds of someone entering a room. Every viewer, every new viewer is a potential regular. High earners treat them that way. So that is exactly the difference. Low earners models just ignore it, just be on their phone, and that's why they don't make money. But high earners act like professionals, and you can only create a high earner when you are a good teacher. So you, as a agency owner, have to be a good teacher in order to teach your models these things. Because normally, from like naturally, women don't know these things, and they will just ignore these people when they come in the room. It's natural not to say hi to everyone or how are you, or these things they need to get trained to do. So that is your job. Trait six is consistency over intensity. The pattern of failure is week one, motivated online daily. Two is maybe she skips a day. Week three, she disappears. Week four, she doesn't work. This is something very exaggerated, but this is the pattern of failure. And it can be even less exaggerated than this, but it is a pattern. And I see a lot of people have this with their models. How you can have the pattern of success and stay them hooked, let them stay hooked, and let them be motivated all the time is to have a same schedule every single day and make the same rules. Like make clear rules, and let them know exactly what they can expect. Not exceptional, just consistent. Out earn the talented model within 60 days. Without structure, lazy, fewer hours, low revenue. With structure, consistency, higher output, profit compounds. So the account matters more than the goal. Followers, broom count, ranking is built over time. Consistency builds the account. The account drives the income. So you need to focus on building the account. And that's what I said. You need to have a schedule. You need to have a structure. And that's the difference between someone that fails and is going to maybe have fun in the couple first weeks, but then after slacks and your account is fucked and your model doesn't want to work anymore. With this pattern, you have a clear schedule, you have clear rules with your model, and that's how you're going to achieve success together. So the real takeaway from this is finding models is step one. So if you don't have a model yet, that's where you should start. In my coaching, in my one-on-one coaching, I teach you how to get models fast. So if that's something you're interested in, you can always message me. Developing them is where the money is at. So when you have models, that is the first thing. If you don't have models, you cannot start with this business. But the second thing is developing them, training them. And that's where the actual money is. That's how I got from 5K a month with a model to 20, 30K a month with a model. So that's the difference. The difference is very big. And every trade energy connection, attention management, payment triggers, engagement consistency can be influenced by how you manage. That is the real skill. The real skill is what you know, the knowledge you have as an agency owner, and what you teach to your models. This is the real skill, and this is what is going to separate you from all the other agencies and all the other models on these websites. And I'm teaching you guys this for free on YouTube. So you should actually thank me about this. That's what separates agencies making hundreds from agencies making thousands like me. So what I work on with my clients, if that's something you're interested in, is just not only just finding models. I teach the whole system I use personally. This full system is identifying the right ones, manage psychology and performance, building structure that creates consistency and income, and developing trades that drive revenue weekly in your bank account. So if this changed how you see the business, subscribe. And if you're serious about building this properly, DM me and I will talk with you and we can see what works for you and how I can help you potentially. So leave a comment down below and subscribe, and I'll see you at the next video. Thank you guys.